stuffed food is an essential part of the Egyptian food culture. Egyptians really like to stuff different types of vegetables and birds with rice and spices. We call this type of stuffed food mahshi. Today I'm making one of the most beloved types of mahshi. I'm making ورق عنب, which is simply stuffed grape leaves. ويا مليون أهلا وسهلا. I start by preparing the leaves. If you're using preserved grape leaves, you don't need this step. I'm using fresh leaves, so I'll blanch them briefly in boiling water to make them soft and easy to roll. Don't overboil them because it won't be easy to stuff them. I know the leaves are ready when they change their color and become soft. It takes around 5 minutes. Then I take the leaves out and I put them in cold water to stop the cooking process. And I repeat the same steps till I finish all the amounts of leaves that I have. I have here a lot, so I divided them into batches. Now I separate the leaves and trim any tough stems. This step takes a little patience, but it's worth it because well-prepared leaves make rolling much easier. You can save the stems and use them in the bottom of the pot to prevent the grape leaves from getting burned. And also it adds sour flavor. Here I'm making the tomato sauce. This sauce is the master in any type of stuffed food, especially different types of stuffed vegetables. I use ghee and diced onions. I fry the onion very well till it's golden brown. This step is very important because it will make the sauce rich. I add tomato puree and let it simmer till the liquids evaporate. Very important because I don't want the rice to be moist later. So as you see here, no liquids. If you make a line like this, you see no liquids. So the sauce is ready. Now I add the spices. You can add any spices that you like, but the original spices for this recipe are chili powder, cumin, and coriander. I add salt, 1 teaspoon for each cup of rice. Now the sauce is ready. Now I prepare the greens. I have here 1 bunch of dill, cilantro, and parsley. I rice them finally and then everything is ready. For the filling, I'm mixing Egyptian rice with the tomato sauce. Then I add the greens. I mix everything together very well. In Egypt, every family has its own version of this mixture. Some add more herbs, some prefer extra tomato sauce, and others use different spices. And now when everything is ready, this is the stuffing stage. Place a small amount of the filling in the center of each leaf. Put the rice on the side that has texture on the leaf. Fold in the sides and roll tightly into a neat little package. Take your time here. It might seem challenging at first, but after a few rolls, you'll find your rhythm. I did the same with all the leaves. And now I prepare the meat. I use ghee and I sear the meat until it's golden brown. This adds extra depth of flavor and creates a delicious base for the dish. I season it with salt and black pepper only because I don't want to change the flavor of the meat. Now everything is ready. I have the meat and I have the grape leaves. Now the pot is ready to be assembled. I add some leaves in the bottom. Then I arrange the meat in the bottom of the pot and carefully layer the rolled grape leaves on top. Make sure you leave some space between each piece to let the broth reaches all the pieces so they become cooked evenly. Take your time here until you finish all the pieces in the pot. Here I have the broth. I add some of the tomato sauce to it. You can use any type of broth you like. I pour the broth over everything and I make sure that the broth doesn't cover the first layer. I want it to be below the first layer because I don't want the rice to be moist. I cover the pot with a plate to stabilize the pieces and then I let it boil for 10 minutes over high heat. Then I turn the heat down and let it slow cook for around 30 to 40 minutes. And voila! Here you have grape leaves with meat or Egyptian ورق عنب with perfectly cooked meat. If you enjoyed discovering this traditional Egyptian recipe, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Egyptian recipes from my home to you.